So last week it was hot air balloons and frostbitten feet when it came to Antonio Brown. And we ended the week, and we'll start this week with a helmet regarding Antonio Brown. Specifically, the helmet that he's played with for a decade or so in the NFL, which is discontinued. And it is not one of the 34 helmets that are approved by the National Operating Committee for Standards of Athletic Equipment. So there are 34 helmets that NFL players can choose from that are given basically the thumbs up by this committee that you can wear that are safe and allow you to play in the game. Antonio's helmet, not on the list, no longer in production. The guy loves his helmet. Now he files that grievance on Friday, and there are reports out by The Athletic that basically say what it boils down to is AB and his legal team may counter the NFL and say the National Football League would be liable for a head injury because they're preventing him from wearing his helmet. Now it's interesting. First off, who am I to say how much the helmet he wears or doesn't wear would obstruct his performance? I don't know. I definitely know an artist needs the tools to perform their craft the right way. So I understanding him needing the right helmet. However, if it's not safe, the league has standards. Right now with the expanded rosters in the NFL, okay, as we hit the second week of August, there are 2,880 players. One being this guy in Oakland, Antonio Brown, has a problem with his helmet. So this could get interesting, okay? And I'm a big supporter of John Gruden. Excuse me, Coach Gruden. My name, by the way, I can say that, Matt Levine. Thank you so much for joining me here on my YouTube station. Please go ahead and subscribe. I'll say thank you one more time with all caps. Love John Gruden as a coach, an announcer, and now a coach again. Here's some of the quotes that he was quoted as saying. First off, he supports the guy. So if he supports Gruden. Gruden supports Antonio Brown. That's good enough for me. As you say there in the top right corner, get a feeling he'd play with no helmet. That's how much he loves the game. So I've got to think that Gruden is not worried about the drama that Antonio has brought the Raiders so far. Talking more about the exploits off the field than on the field. And this is a guy who is a fabulous, extraordinary player. 6 straight seasons of 100 or more receptions, all world with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Led the league in receptions for TDs last year. And you know how good he can be. No question about that. But you've got to be wondering, I know Gruden is going to be positive. He'll support his players. He'll say the PC things he needs to say, and he's a smart guy. And I truly believe, as I said, I'm a huge supporter of Gruden. He genuinely feels like he needs to support this player and does. Okay? But you've got to wonder, like any business, when you hire an employee, especially one you give 3-year contract and 50 million shekels to, you've got to go in the back room and say, what the blankety blank did we just get ourselves into? No wonder Pittsburgh didn't want him. So it's going to be interesting as this season unfolds. And I, for one thing, I cannot wait for Hard Knocks on Tuesday. One of my favorite all-time television programs. Love it. Talk about drama. The soap opera that you get with the team they select each and every season in the NFL for this program on HBO. And the spin they put on it and the production values. It captivates my attention. I can't wait for that show. Every week in and every week out for about a month a year. And this is going to be one fascinating episode 2, Tuesday night of Hard Knocks. And we'll see how things continue. It's like the soap opera with Antonio Brown, right? As the world turns. Very, very interesting. And eventually we will see what type of dividends AB returns the Raiders with on the field of play. But for now, right now, it's a thing about his helmet, and it's going to be interesting. You know, a couple other things just to take into account. I started wondering about, is Antonio Brown connected to his helmet like this dude was to his blanket? Maybe it's just, something you need, an item for security. What's a better one? Always kind of felt bad for Linus. Love Snoopy. Anyway, one more thing to leave you with. This is a cool poster out there that you can actually buy. It comes on a canvas, but I kind of clipped the picture to show you just the evolution of the modern helmet, right? At top left corner, you see what they played with like 100 years ago. Nothing. A leather hide just to barely protect you. And the evolution today to try to protect you from the damaging injuries that we've seen affect football players with. So there you have it with the evolution of the football helmet from past day to present. So again, we'll see what happens this week with Antonio Brown. Now out of the almost 2,900 football players right now on these expanded rosters, it is amazing to see how this one guy in Oakland has captivated the football world.